This program is for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion advised.
For the TNT title match, and what they said was going to be a barbed wire cage, it turned out to be a cage, like a regular cage, but with barbed wire wrapped around certain parts of it, and for some reason, they started the match with 2 tables and 2 chairs laying in the ring inside the cage, between Edge and Malakai Black. I was trying to zip through the entrances to get some of this thing over with. Did they ever explain why furniture was laying in the ring?
Just to save time, so the guys didn't have to go into the ring and get it themselves.
All right. But first, they had a garbage match. Malakai Black gets a barbed wire wrapped baseball bat. And instead of just drawing back and hitting him with the fucking thing and winning the match 1, 2, 3, he takes a baseball bat and rakes the barbed wire across Edge's head. And then Edge gets the bat and hits him with a gut shot. Then he throws the bat away to set up a table. If you're fighting a guy and you're beating him with a bat, why would you throw the bat away to set up a table? And then he hit him with a chair and put him on the table and started climbing the cage. But Malakai Black got up after being hit several times with a baseball bat and crotched Edge. And then Malakai powerbombed Edge through a table off the top rope and got a 2 count. And so I fast-forwarded some. And I stop again. And at this point, Edge has put Malakai Black on the table and tied him onto it with barbed wire so he couldn't move. And he climbed to the top of a 15-foot cage and came off with an elbow drop and broke his own leg and got a 2 count. He couldn't do a splash because the fucking idiot laying on the table had barbed wire on top of him. So then they went back and forth, and Malakai Black pulls a piece of the cage off and starts hitting Edge with it, knocks Edge through the cage door so they can go out on the floor. But then as they're on the floor and Edge has speared Malakai Black, here come Brody King and Buddy, what is his name, Matthews. And they stand next to Malakai Black like they're going to menace Edge, and then they both go and turn and stand next to Edge. And Malakai Black starts begging off like, oh, no. And then they turn around and beat up Edge.
What was that?
Why is Edge standing there in the middle of it? Oh, you guys are going to join me all of a sudden? I'd never dreamed.
I don't understand, because it happened so quick, and it teased a lot very quickly. And then they immediately turned on Edge. The Judgment Day turned on. Everyone turns on him. I mean, this guy can't get any... These guys turned on him after 30 seconds.
So then they threw him in the ring, and they threw more barbed wire in the ring, and they beat Edge up 3-on-1 while the referee stood there watching slack-jawed. And they put barbed wire around his head, sort of the crown of thorns type of thing, for the religious imagery, for those of you who give a shit about that kind of shit.
Yeah, for those of you up on Dark Side of the Ring, where they just pointed out what a disaster this was in ECW with the Sandman and Raven. Here you go.
But then they never got that far, because all of a sudden, music and red lighting and Gangrel came through the mat. Not only from underneath the ring, but through the mat, and DDT'd the heels. And then when that was finished happening, Malakai Black kicked him in the fucking face and knocked him out. But then Edge speared Malakai Black and put the wire around Malakai Black's face and got kind of a cross face on him. And Malakai Black passed out, and I was ready to join him. Because we were 3 hours into this fucking thing, and it wasn't, the end was not in sight. But now, so now Edge is going to be out for how many months is that going to be? For what?
I haven't seen a time frame, have you?
No, but I mean, when you break your leg and you're 50 years old and you are a professional athlete, it's... And
here's the other problem, TNT title. Are we now going to get an interim champion? Are we going to get another tournament? Are we going to get
I'm thinking of Battle Royal.
You think Tony would go Battle Royal over tournament? He loves tournaments.
Well, we can't let the prestigious TNT title be vacant for too long.